Everybody, welcome back. Happy to be here. Happy to be here, Isaac. We were in the middle of a run on stream yesterday. This doesn't happen too much. I had a run that was so boring. I actually just asked my chat if they would be mad if I quit it, and the majority, I won't say vast, but it was probably like 85-15, were like, please end it. So here we are with a randomizer run. Dark Judas to the Lamb. That's fun. It's one of those runs like the previous run, not this Dark Judas run. Although you never know, I guess, where life's gonna take you. But it was just one of those runs where you get annoyed, because I had like a run that was like a 6 out of 10. And then I did a reroll, like a 6-room reroll to be funny, and it turned it into a 1. And you're just, if it was like a fun one, I'd be like, alright. But it was not a fun one. It was like just dead in the water, man. False PhD is a really, really good item if you pay 1 out of 10 attention. And I don't mean like it's bad if you pay more attention, but like you have to pay at least a little attention to it to make sure you're actually getting it to work. And that's, I get it, haha, that's a problem for me, ha 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 ha. Well, I'm glad we did that. But no, I think we're gonna be fine, honestly. We're going to the lamb. Going to the lamb. Gonna eat a lot of peaches. Go into the dark room. Gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Can I tell you some underrated fruit, at least in Canada? I can't speak for the entire continent. Kiwis. I guess, like, I used to eat them all the time as a kid. I don't know if they're a kid type fruit where, like, parents are constantly buying kiwis for their children, and then when they get older, they're not buying them for themselves so much. But I ate a lot of kiwis in daycare for sure. Pageant boy. Luck upgrade, please. Alright, well, no offense taken. A little. I think I probably ate my last kiwi around, like, 9th grade or something like that. And then forgot they existed from 2003 until 2021. Then my wife got some kiwis because we're like, you know, introducing a baby to food. Oh, come on. Is like, it's a crazy task. It takes a long time. You know, it might sound obvious, and it is obvious, but it's maybe so obvious you don't think about how wild it is, you know? But every food you've ever eaten, you had to at some point be introduced to. Many of them happened as an adult, I'm sure, but a lot of them, especially like base level ingredients, you were introduced to as a little baby before your memory even existed. Like, some of your food preferences and habits were kind of baked in without you having, you know, a rational ability to control it. I mean, you had some control over it. So let me tell you, like, when the baby goes like, ah, you're like, okay, no more, you know, no more da bomb hot sauce. We're only, okay, fine, baby, Cholula only. We don't feed our baby hot sauce, come on. Ooh. Not a good item, by the way. But my wife's been buying all sorts of fruit for the baby, and I've been having some, because I like fruit. It's one of my favorite food groups, for sure. I told you, I've been eating a pint of watermelon a day. I actually had, I would say yesterday I had half a pint of honeydew. Keeps the doctor away. I can't, that's not health advice. I am not a nutritional advisor. This is intended for entertainment purposes only. Nice try. And I gotta tell you, kiwis are still legit. If you thought somehow kiwis fell off, don't blame you, quite frankly. This shop is a bit of a mess. We want to buy a lot. The danger for us is if that is not... Wait, we know that's tears down. Okay. Which is a damage up, but a tears downgrade is not the most high value damage up we could get. I just want to see a little bit of money if possible. Anyway, long story short, I've been eating kiwis, and as I've been eating kiwis, I've been like, why did I stop eating these? I mean, college was a major shakeup of, like, my eating habits, right? Because you go from your parents buying basically all your groceries when you're in senior year of high school. You know, you go to the dorms, you have a meal plan, maybe, and you might occasionally go to the grocery store and be like, I'm gonna get, you know, bagels or something like that, if you're allowed to have a toaster in your dorm room. I'm gonna go deals with the angel, believe it or not. I find them, like, more fun. Let's take champion belt. I hate to leave this behind, but I'll just take the default damage. You know, a bird in the hand is worth an ace in the hole. But then, like, your second year of college, or at least mine, I moved off campus. I was living with friends. You know, I was a college student. I didn't have the healthiest lifestyle, and that's where I set my eating habits as an adult for the first time ever. So really, I think I just forgot Kiwis existed, and now I'm kind of, like, reminding myself, right? Okay. Well, you know what? We don't need to go through this song and dance. We can just walk diagonally if you're gonna be, like, a jerk about it. I got no problem walking diagonally. They don't want you to know that that's possible, but it is. So I think I'm still, even in my 30s now, I'm undoing the nutritional damage that was done to me between the years 2007 and 2010. I'm like, oh yeah, fruit. Dude, so, like, by my third year, I know how to cook, okay? I'm not a professional chef, and I have cooked some pretty, like, disgusting meals. Half of them is, a means to an end, basically just convenience. Of course, everybody remembers when Kate went on vacation, or she went to Tokyo Game Show, I should say, and I took a hard taco shell, put shredded cheddar cheese inside of it, and then microwaved it, thinking it would be, like, kind of just a bad version of nachos. And it was bad, but it was, like, too bad to be inedible. Now people always use that against me, as if, like, that's common. What nobody remembers is that for the rest of the time that Kate was away, I made delicious pots of vegetarian curry and ate it nonstop, but that's not as much fun to roast the streamer for. By the way, the same people, and I know it's true because, of course I know him. He's me. Same people who are, like, microwaving a hard taco shell. Lol, 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 so embarrassing. Probably eat Tostitos for dinner, like, once every, I would say, like, 6 nights, maybe. So, trust me, I don't take too much offense. The only offense I take is I feel bad for your brain and the level of cognitive dissonance you have to live in when you criticize the streamer. In spite of that, hey, NL, you didn't have to do it to him. You don't know what it's like, okay, man? You don't know what it's like to put your... to wrap up some of your... What do you get when you cross a society with a socially maladjusted loser who... Anyway, by my third year of university, I got into cooking, right? We were... I forget the word now. I believe the word that... I said that I forgot the word. It came to me in like a half a second. I believe now they call it spatchcocking, and I know that you're gonna laugh because... mentally, you know, you're about 12 years old. Collectively. Hold on. Are we really gonna roll Eden's Soul here? It sucks to not get a payout out of Eden's Soul. But I think we're better off with Alabaster Box. Or with the Book of Revelations. But back in the day, it was called butterflying a chicken. So I would, you know, buy a whole chicken from the butcher shop. Use a pair of shears to... cut out the spine, smash it flat onto a roasting pan, insert some herbed butter under the skin, roast that thing at like 500 degrees for 40 minutes or so, and then, you know, once a week I would cook that for the house. We would have the delicious high-roasted chicken, courtesy of the recipe from America's Test Kitchen. I'm kind of tempted to play the Eddie Room, but let's move on. And I would... honestly, one of my friends in university, this is how into cooking I was, at least briefly, got me expensive meats for my birthday that I would never have bought myself. That was the first time I had cooked like a rack of lamb and stuff like that, and I was very grateful for the opportunity. That being said, like second year of university, the first few times I cooked, oh man, I would say 80% of my meals were cooked on the George Foreman grill, which is a very sad thing to think back upon. We've talked about it before, but I still, when I think of like the late 90s, early 2000s, the fact that it's almost criminal that they would have infomercials where they would grill a chicken breast and then show you how much fat came off the chicken breast and be like, look at that, that was previously entering your body. Yeah, that's like the part that makes the chicken breast not taste like the inside of a dress shoe. And moreover, everybody knows this now, finally, but they didn't in the 90s. Some degree of fat is not only necessary for you, but even, good for you to balance your macros. No thank you, I think. No thank you. I mean, I guess we might as well take it, but I don't think it'll do anything for us. But instead, back in the 90s, it was like, people just thought that the dietary fat made you get body fat. It's a bit of a nomenclatural mistake, I suppose. So you'd have things like, hey, I bought like a delicious ribeye and cooked it on the George Foreman grill. Ooh, wow, when you douse it in A1, it kind of tastes okay, right? Like it was a bit of a culinary wasteland in that sense. I'm sure there were people doing good work, don't get me wrong. Let's check this time. Ace of Diamonds is not bad. But my typical, like, I remember the meal I would cook second year of university once a week was like a chicken breast on the George Foreman grill. You'd let it go for, I don't know, maybe like 10 minutes or something like that. Then you'd open the top of the grill, because it was like a panini press, basically. You'd put some salsa on it, then some sliced cheddar cheese, and then just kind of let that steam and melt. And I was like, it's salsa cheddar chicken. It's not horrible, like, it's not inedible, but at the time I thought that passed for haute cuisine. Nowadays, I'm like, it's a cheddar hard shell taco. Orange mocha frappuccino. You're never gonna catch me slipping on that. Look at that. Go ahead. Oh, he almost had me there. Good one. Good one. Nope, I don't think so. Why don't you take another shot? Oh, tough luck there. I've got this ball you can play with. Look at that. One more time. Almost had me. You almost had me. Just kidding. It was never even close. This run's comfortable, but we could get a little stronger. I guess we don't care for HP at all. I'm just going to be honest. I don't think we really care for 4.5 volt either. I think we're so set on HP. No need to worry about like speculative plays here. Heartbreak grants 3 broken hearts plus 0.25 damage for every broken heart. Every fatal hit will add 2 more broken hearts. Nobody knows what this means, but I'll take it because I want to get the sack altar. And then on sack altar, well, sure, that's pretty good. We'll take a dark bomb. We'll take a mom's knife. Doubters be like, yeah, pick them up. Then when I pick them up, they're like, no! Anyway, come a long way, man. Come a long way. I've been cooking a lot of steak lately. I hate to say it, but like, it's great, don't get me wrong. I've been having a good time making it, and usually it turns out really well because we got this cast iron pan that I've been, getting too much use out of. But I really have temporarily become a caricature of the person who buys like a cast iron pan and is like, we're gonna have steak like 3 nights a week. Is good, don't get me wrong. I mean, we're not eating enormous, T-bones, mostly because those would be like $60 a pop right now. I don't think we're eating a disproportionately dangerous amount of beef, except for environmentally, but I'm just choosing not to think about that. Apparently. But it's like I'm trying to come up with other stuff that is like, you know, like what really lets a cast iron pan shine, right? And I do want to say, by the way, it does make a big difference. I've cooked a lot of steaks in my life, and 95% of them have been in a non-cast iron, and they've turned out, you know, good to great, right? Well, I mean, I've screwed up some of them, but like largely when you get some practice with it, they usually turn out pretty good. The cast iron for the steak does make a big difference, and I think that's why it's such an easy meal to default to. But yeah, wait, what is this? Health down? I think why wouldn't we, right? To get that delicious HP upgrade. I'd like more of them, to be honest. I need some other cast iron recipes. My only I guess I wouldn't even say it's a concern necessarily, but one of the things that is annoying about having a cast iron is that, like, when you ask for other recipes, people give you stuff that is like, I mean, let me put it this way, okay? Last night I made a strip loin steak in the pan with a Caesar salad. Total prep time was like, you know, 5 minutes maximum. We have walnut or something? What happened there? Total cook time, 6 minutes for the steak, and then, like, you know, letting it rest for 10 minutes. Little balsamic in the pan for a reduction to spoon over top of it. And then romaine lettuce and Caesar salad dressing that I bought from the grocery store. So, like, total cook time was literally, like, you know, 10 to 15 minutes. This is the easiest heart we're ever going to get there. People will be like, wow, if you like that, you should try making, like, cast iron pizza. All you got to do is get dough from the grocery store. Then you're just going to knead it just a little bit. You're going to pound it out there on your cutting board. And then following this, you know, you're just going to... Let me put it this way. It's a very speculative weeknight meal. Like, I'm trying to make it happen as quickly as possible here. It's not always going to work, I'm sure, but... Oh, shot speed down is a dream, man. Shot speed down. And give me, I think Addicted is better than Amnesia for us. I'm not trying to say, like, it's not doable, and I'm not trying to say it's, you need to have a PhD to get it done. I'm merely suggesting that, you know, I'm looking for something whenever possible in that, like, you know, under half an hour range. And $29.59, I would prefer if it were... you know, on the lower end of that as well. Okay, that was strange. So we could possibly play the Eddie Room. And get a payout, but I don't really see the need in our current situation apart from just, you know, flexing. Which is fine. I got nothing against the flex, but I mean, we're kind of already flexing. You see in this sweet diagonal shooting? We've done diagonal walking, now we're doing diagonal shooting. This is like, this runs lights out. So just remember you're going to the lamb. No thank you. How about no, Scott? Fool card. Actually kind of sick, because we can use that to get out of boss rush. It is a Friday, by the way. I've got that Friday feeling. I have some bad news, though. My meeting with the bank that I've been hyping up for a week, because I have nothing else going on in my life, in case you couldn't tell from the cast iron anecdotes. The meeting with the bank, unfortunately, it got pushed. I got bumped. You know what? I'm willing to do that. It got bumped. Not for, you know, me being not a good client. I want you to know I'm a great client. Who said that? Who said I'm not a good client? But there was, the advisor I was supposed to have a meeting to actually had an exposure event. Not of the Pee Wee Herman kind, but of the, you know, COVID-19 kind. So he was like, hey, I got exposed to somebody who tested positive for COVID. Can we move our meeting? And I was like, no. Yes, I didn't actually do the no yes part. I was like, yeah, obviously. Keep that fool card. By the way, thanks for letting me know. Really appreciate it. He was very apologetic. He was like, I'm sorry, but the workplace is really strict on this stuff. And I'm like, nah, man, that's good. I appreciate you did me a solid on that one. As much as I want to, go over the quarterly performance of the S&P 500 or whatever, I'm also like, I really appreciate that, honestly, that you're looking out for me. Is this not? Oh, I forgot. This is a damage upgrade that's... It doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but it shows up where it counts. La Familia. But I still have that glasses appointment. I know you're like, I need to hear the saga of the glasses. Don't be surprised if you see me show up with Morpheus glasses like 2 weeks from now. Kate won't let me do it, and I wouldn't let myself do it. We don't want to speed down anymore. We're tapped out on that. The thing with glasses is sometimes people say, like, you should get these glasses as a joke. You don't realize that, like, there's... you gotta wear that for, like, 2 years. We'll just be leaving here. That's a long time. Or, alternatively, you could be like, well, you could just buy them. Yeah, but they're like, a pair of glasses, prescription glasses, is like minimum 200 Canadian dollars. It's really pricey. Now, $200... to make myself look like Morpheus temporarily. I don't know. Could be fun. Could be worth it. Could be fun. Could be worth it. I think we will take this and just bail. This is an amazing run. Alexander Hamilton. So yeah, that's what I got going on. Essentially nothing. Basically zero. It's raining like a son of a gun today. Why not? Let me look out the windows. It's still raining. Oh my god. It honestly looks like it's like 5:30 a.m. and it's 10:18 a.m. But it's nice though. But I will say for any parents out there, I would say like to call it a struggle is not really fair. But like from a mental health and maybe a mood standpoint is a better way to describe it. Winter 2020, 2021, sorry, winter 2020 to 2021, like, December to March of this previous year that just went by, I was grumpy a lot, and I have, like, a good reason, to be honest. I was getting adjusted to life with, a newborn infant whose sleep was up and down. Good by newborn standards. Bad by average adult standards, for sure. Still an adjustment period. What is this? Retrovision? Probably a demon heart, I'd say. And not getting a lot of natural vitamin D, right? Because it rains, like, all the time here. I rediscovered myself in the summertime here. In the spring, it rained very little, which was not great, but it was great for getting outside and taking a lot of walks, and I think that was really good for my psyche. Now I'm like insulating myself to the idea that the rainy season is coming back, and especially, I think most parents, of kids that are around the age of our daughter, she's turning 1 in like a week and a half, activities are like, to have something that gets you out of the house is actually the greatest, like, parenting cheat code you could ever ask for. And what I mean by that is, like, it's always amazing to spend time with my daughter, especially now that she's, like, more expressive. Like, we can interact. Our conversations are still a little one-sided, but she's participating a little bit, right? At least, with sounds, if not outright words. But after like a few hours, you're like, I need to get out of this house or I'm going to lose my mind. How many more times can I, sing a tisket, a tasket, a green and yellow basket. I wrote a letter to my love. On the way I dropped it. You as an adult, you kind of like, you need to get a little bit of a tolerance break from that or you'll go insane. So going out, even just going out for like an hour-long walk, the baby's in the stroller. She loves seeing other people. Other people love seeing her because she's cute as a button. Is a dream come true. I get to get a little exercise, a little vitamin D, buy some groceries. It's good, right? Same thing, like my wife takes her to the activity gym throughout the week, or, you know, like a little baby swimming class, or go to the playground or something like that. Like, that's top tier. When it's rainy and your outdoor options are a little bit more limited, I don't know, you gotta get a little bit more creative. Does this kill us immediately? I feel like Abaddon, as a character that only gets demon hearts, might just die as like a sick joke. I know that they changed it for repentance, and I think that they changed it to maybe make that be an unexpected consequence, but it's not like we're sweating too much on this run. So if you got tips, just let me know. I'm eager to see. You know, there's no reason we can't go outside a little bit. I mean, we got rain gear. We live in a city where it rains very often, most of the time. So it's not unusual to be loved by anyone. It's not unusual to go outside when it's like a drizzle, I don't mind. And like a rain, I don't mind. It's when you get into a downpour that I'm like, it's kind of unpleasant to be outside. I get it, by the way. You're like, I love the rain. Yeah, I probably would too, if... well, I don't want to be rude. If it wasn't so common, and I wasn't so busy... like, when I was, you know, 17, and I lived in a place where it rained, you know, maybe like twice a month or something like that. I was like, wow, I love the rain. Makes me so introspective. Now I'm like, rain again, huh? All right, well, you know, I got like bills to pay and stuff, so maybe I'll just stay inside today. I'm not saying you can't love the... I'm not trying to gatekeep enjoying the rain, okay? I enjoy the rain as well. Because you don't get to... in my opinion, it's a foolhardy exercise to compare rain to sun, you know? That's not the case that you should be comparing it to. Most people... I think almost everybody, on average, like I think the median person has like the perfect... the same idea of what perfect weather is. They're like, it's sunny, but not so sunny that, like, it feels like it's beating down on you. And it's, like, warm, but not so warm that you feel like you're sweating. And then there's, like, a nice cool breeze that comes by. And maybe it feels like it's gonna rain later, but it's not raining right now. Everybody's like that. There's, like, the human ideal, I think, is in that range. Even if the actual numbers would differ person to person, I'm sure. And there's a lot of good stuff here, but... I'm kind of the opinion, like, why bother, right? Not to be rude about it, but, like, I like having our existing HP where it is. And the ability to keep it going. But, some people, I knew a guy like this when I lived in Korea. Some people are like, no, my favorite weather is a heat wave. And he lived that. Like, he was from San Diego, and... like, he kept... whenever you go over to his apartment, it was like stepping into a sauna. He had a humidifier. I was just thinking about whether or not I was going to do this. He had a humidifier. Not a dehumidifier. Like a rehumidifier. That he would... operate. And I'm willing to take this, I think. You know what? Let's take this as well. Let's get crazy with it. And so it was like, basically he turned his like apartment into a rainforest to the extent that, you know, the walls, or at least the wallpaper in South Korea is like, is paper, right? Like, even the walls are paper-esque. He would have to like bleach his walls once a month. Genuinely, this is not a joke. Because, frick. The humidifier would lead to, like, mold colonization on his walls. So, but he was willing to do that. But I think most people are in the same boat, roughly, when it comes to weather. You know, just because you like wearing sweaters doesn't mean you're the only person on Earth who thinks autumn is sick, okay? I'm right there with you. I love wearing hoodies. I'll even, like, there's been summers where I wore hoodies and just sweated it up, man. But to wear a hoodie and have it... It's a key, I think? Or a coin? To wear a hoodie and have it feel appropriate is an awesome feeling. This is not going to be a throw. You can keep begging for a loss here, begging for the location through text of a loss. It's not going to happen. We could even pick up 9 lives if we wanted. I'm not gonna. Like, our damage is so ridiculously strong. Okay, this room could kill us. We'd come back, but... That was a bit spooky. Hey, remember how I said, what the heck? We didn't die? Remember how I said we can't die? Oh, this is the broken heart, right? From the Bottom of My Broken Heart by Britney Spears. I think that's a Britney Spears one, right? It's not Mandy Moore. From the bottom. Yeah, that sounds like that's Britney in my head. But like on the 12th hit, we just die. But the death will bring us back as Judas's shadow? Dark Judas, I think? I don't know. I actually... I feel vindicated. I think there's like... It's inconceivable for us to die now. Unless I know I said that it was before, and now I'm going back on that even further. But like I genuinely... Now thinking about the way that that item works, I think we're even more insulated from our own demise. It's a very surgical run. I think, and look, it's a classic problem. It's like Michael Jordan, right? When Michael Jordan's so good, and in many ways I'm good enough. Like, I think I'm as good at Isaac as Michael Jordan is at basketball. I might even be better than Michael Jordan at both Isaac and basketball. I know what you're thinking. Probably not. But here's the thing. I thought you trusted the scientific method. How can you have confidence in that when we've never played one-on-one? Shouldn't physicists be really good at basketball? Like, it's just physics, right? Why has there never been a basketball player capable of... Anyway, what I was going to say is... I think I played really well on this run. I think it's just kind of hard to notice because of the fact that the run is also just very good. Oh no, Lost Soul didn't make it? No, not like this, not like this. Because this run is so good, I think it's hard to acknowledge that indeed I played my heart out here. But why has there never been a basketball player so good that they could just get the ball on the inbound and full court shot it, right? You think like if you just had an athlete practice full court shots, they could get to the point where they sink. Like, what do the best three-pointers shoot? Probably like 35-40% from the arc. Dude, honest... Oh, excuse me, my phone's ringing. Oh, it's a call from the Portland Trailblazers. They say, oh, we want you to be our next coach. No, thanks. I'm too busy playing Isaac. Click. Hey, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. I'm so great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!